coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Wine on Saturday, wine on Sunday. But coach told me I can never miss a Monday.
Good evening. Welcome to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you on a Monday evening, just like it is every Monday when we record the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show. But first things first, I want to invite you to get involved in tonight's show. Take your smartphone, record yourself asking Coach Mike a relevant real estate question, and you can submit that video to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In line at the number you see on the screen. Submit your video, and our super producer, Jay Joseph, may very well choose your video to be aired on tonight's show and have your question answered by Coach Mike. So let's get involved. Everyone checking us out on YouTube, everyone checking us out on Facebook, please get active in the comments section. We love to answer those questions in real time, and we look so forward to interacting with the Monday Night Live community. I want to take some time to introduce my co-host. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, but he is also the co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing, Coach Mike?
Man, what's going on, Prime Real Estate Rick? Happy to be here.
Hey, man, Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show, man. Beginning of the week. CEO Coach Mike, man, first things first for our audience, how have you been? What's been going on over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, and how was your weekend, brother?
You know what, man? It was an amazing weekend. Another jam-packed week of events that we had going on with BND TV, with our pre-home buyer session that we do on a monthly basis, just putting out activities and things for opportunities for people that's thinking about buying brand new in this thing, demystifying. So we did that on Saturday. We're preparing for our events that are coming up, like our real estate summit and our bus tour. So, we did some events around our agents going out and knocking on some doors and introducing some things to some people, just keeping them active, Rick, so they can generate more leads, so they can nurture the ones that they're working and ultimately put them in a position of where they're doing some lead fulfillment, making some money, growing their businesses. Hey, look, that's what we're about, right? So we did a lot of that last week.
Hey, man, it's so interesting that you had some agents from Brooks and Davis that were actually out in the community, banging on doors, doing some door knocking. Coach Mike, how effective is that strategy to get out in the community and gather leads on a first-hand basis versus those that just do their farming on social media?
Oh, man, by leaps and bounds, man. It puts you in a position to have conversations with individuals, because this is something that I was telling the agents today, Rick, is that when you're talking to that person, you're not just talking to that person. You're talking to them as well as everybody that they know, right? You never know who knows who. You don't know, that what you're talking to them about may not be relevant to that individual, but they may know someone that could utilize, and you won't know until you trigger that conversation. So it's being out there and putting yourself in a position to attract business is something that you got to be intentional about, especially in real estate. It's not something that's just going to happen. So at Brooks and Davis, we encourage our agents. We create opportunities for them to get out there and do that, so they can get comfortable talking to people, put themselves in a position to truly attract some business and some leads.
That's outstanding. I thank you so much for sharing. And I urge everyone in the audience to take heed to that advice. Coach, one of the things that you described with the door knocking that everyone was doing was that it was a group effort. So how much do you believe that there's power in numbers? And how effective of a strategy is it that you believe that you get people out there with other individuals and it empowers everyone to be more forthcoming and be more open and be more engaging as far as getting out and engaging with people they've never
No,
met before?
absolutely, man. So it's good to be out there with your band of brothers and sisters in arms, just being able to feed off of each other's vibes and energy, get psyched up and go out there and do the work. And then after it's said and done, reflect on the opportunities, the experiences. I mean, we're tribal beings. So whenever you can get somebody to connect and loc up with you, it makes for a better experience and a different level of energy that you bring to the table, which ultimately can put you in a position where you attract better opportunities through what you're doing because you're connected with others on the same wavelength with
The reason why it's so important, and I thank you so much for sharing, because I like to illustrate for our audience how busy those weekends and how valuable those Saturdays and Sundays are for real estate professionals to get out, generate business, generate those leads. And I'm sure there's some members of our audience that have some questions already lined up for Coach Mike based off some of their experiences from this weekend. So, Coach Mike, if you're ready, if you got the coaching hat ready, if you're ready to get out there, man, I want to see what they have ready for Coach Mike as our question number one this
Let's
week.
go. It's coming. There it is.
There you go. Coach Mike, should a realtor do a walkthrough and attend the closing with their buyer?
Okay. Should a realtor do a walkthrough and attend the closing with their buyer? You know what? Absolutely, Rick. I mean, you definitely want to be associated with your client in their happiest moment, right? You want to be a part of
Right,
that
exactly.
memory, man. You gotta be in the scene, because when a person, you make it all the way through the process, they get to the closing table, they finally get them keys in their hands, man. That's probably one of the happiest moments that they'll ever have. And you absolutely want to be connected to them when it comes to that. I think the final walkthrough is key because keep in mind your buyer, they're still nervous, man. They're nervous, they're anxious. This is a big purchase for them. So this is their last look at the property before they sign the dotted line. So if there's anything that stands out, you want to be there next to them to address it and deal with it. Because the last thing you want to do is impact their being, their state of being, how they're feeling about it. You definitely don't want to enhance any negative emotions that they may be feeling. You want to be in a position to squash all that. So the final walkthrough is a great opportunity for you to be on top of that and deal with those. And then you absolutely want to be associated with the euphoria that comes from someone purchasing a home, getting to the finish line and signing that paperwork. I mean, it's the best spot for you to be in as a professional. It's the best opportunity to get some testimonials, to get you some pictures of their smiling faces. I mean, those are things that you can use forever when it comes to encouraging others to do business with you.
No, and I agree wholeheartedly. And one of the things that you mentioned about being present at those final walkthroughs, it just brings me back to some experiences that I know of other agents have gone through. And if you were to leave a buyer to do a walkthrough on their own, sometimes they can be so excited that they don't necessarily check for everything that should be a part of their home at the time of closing. I've had people go through a final walkthrough and not notice that a garage door opener hasn't been installed when there should be a garage door opener installed in the garage. So, as a real estate professional, it'll be a great thing to provide as a value added to be an extra set of eyes during the walkthrough. Make sure things like garage door openers are installed. Make sure things like security system panels are installed because it can be quite challenging to get those things worked out after close. And those are the small things that a buyer might look past if they're just during the excitement of final walkthrough and anticipation of a closing. So I agree absolutely, Coach Mike.
Absolutely, man. Great words, Rick. Great. I highly encourage people to take advantage of that opportunity.
Let's check out our second question, man, because I'm really excited, and I really believe that there's going to be some questions that we get from the audience this week, Coach Mike, that's going to be so relevant to other members of our audience. So let's check out question number 2. Coach Mike, should a professional photographer be hired to take pictures of my client's house for sale? And who pays for the photos?
All right, man. I think that's an excellent question, Rick. Um, and you
Yes.
know what? There really is no right or wrong. So this is what I would say: if anything above 300,000, you probably want to get professional pics. And with the amount of commissions that you've kind of negotiated, then it makes sense. I mean, studies have been shown that at a certain price point, professional pictures do increase the chances of selling houses at a particular price point. So that's definitely my take on it. Now, there may be an individual out there that, for them, their time is way more valuable than the cost of the pictures. So to them, it may not matter what the price point is for the house. They're more, if they could spend $100 to get somebody to go over there and take pictures for them, then they'd rather spend that $100 and get back that the time that they would be spending, that hour or hour and a half that they would be spending to go out there and take the pictures themselves. So I do believe that, it really depends on the person. It depends on, if they're really, and then you got to understand when you start thinking about scale, growing your business, having multiple listings and bringing on, you got to start asking yourself what's the best use of your time, and, putting yourself in a position to meet sellers and attract business, to have go on appointments with prospective sellers. That's way more valuable than you being in somebody's house and taking pictures. So you got to ask yourself that, but sometimes it's not in the budget for people, especially people that are just getting into the business. So, everybody has to kind of answer that question for themselves. Like, is it an expense that they can afford as of right now? But even if it's not, you definitely want to get yourself to a point to where as you can at some point begin to pay for that, and that just be a cost of doing business, and it'll free you up to do more high volume, higher income activities. So to the question of who pays for it, I mean, look, you pay for it, as a professional, you pay for the pictures. But again, think of it as a marketing expense. Even after that house is sold, you could use those professional pictures in your marketing and with flyers, with social media. And again, it puts you as a professional in a different light, people being able to see how you're promoting and marketing other people's properties.
Hey, interesting thing, Coach Mike, and I want to share with our audience as well to piggyback on your point is that professional real estate photography has been taken to the next level with so many cool things that's been added via technology. So do your research. Take Coach Mike's advice. See what type of extra value added features come along with your listing photography because you'll find companies that can do things like virtual staging if your property is empty. They can do 3D modeling for you. So let's do a great job of doing our due diligence, seeing what's out there from a professional standpoint. Because to Coach Mike's point, getting a professional real estate photographer in can take your listing to the next level
Yeah.
and help
And
you and your clients see the most value possible. Go ahead, Coach.
yeah. And Rick, I mean, nowadays, these real estate photography companies, man, they're not that expensive, man. I mean, you can get a real nice package for under $100.
Mhm.
That'll include,
Absolutely.
pictures and 3D tour and Matterport and so, websites and, social media posts. All of that's for under $200. Like you can get drone, like you got
Mhm.
photographers, they're doing these drone shots. You can get that for about $100. Get, 10 pictures and pictures of the inside. So, it's not like a person's going to be spending, $300-400. Like for $200, you can get a nice, you can get a plethora of services from a real estate photographer. And again, they're out there doing it. You just got to schedule it. They'll take the pictures, send them to you. You just got to upload them. You free up that time.
Absolutely, man. So everyone in the audience, man, take heed to Coach Mike's advice. do some research, look out there. There are quite a few companies that do great work, they have great features, and the technology that they're using to bring these listing photographs to life is something that I think if you haven't been using these services on a regular basis, I think you'll be more than surprised at how well these photos come out and the power it can add to your listing, especially when it's in a competitive environment like we have going on right now. So, man, Coach Mike, man, great advice. Everyone in the audience, man, take some time to like this episode, share it, subscribe to BND TV on YouTube, the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube, because these type of nuggets and gems are what Coach Mike shares every episode of Monday Night Live Real Estate Calling Show. So set your reminders and let everybody know this is the kind of game that Coach Mike is passing out for free out here on Mondays. Hey, Coach Mike, man, let's see what the third question is from our audience, man, because, man, you cooking with grass tonight, brother.
Let's do it.
Let's see what we have for the audience. Coach Mike, how do you deal with tenants that won't allow you to show their unit? Now, that can be quite challenging, Coach Mike.
Yeah, that could be quite challenging. Well, here's the thing. Again, as a real estate professional, you have to be the one to solve the problems. You're the problem solver. You got to be the problem solver for your client. So if your client wants to sell that unit, then to put the client in the best situation and to put the property in the best situation to get it sold, there has to be flexibility as far as prospective buyers being able to get in there and take a look at it. So if you have a tenant, you got to figure out as a professional, how can I make it this situation to where it's in the best interest of the tenant to have, complete accessibility to the property? Like, how could I make it what's in it for them to be able to do that? And it may be something like where the seller will offer some money towards the tenant if they help them, get it sold. Maybe it's, in addition to them getting their deposit back, they'll get a bonus or something like that. As long as what I found, Rick, is that when you include the tenant in the initial conversations about what you're trying to do, when you include them in there and then you ask them, hey, we're going to need accessibility. And then when you offer them some type of consideration or bonus for being able to do it, like I've really found tenants to get buy-in from these tenants to help you in selling the property. The problem comes in, Rick, when you just go in there and you try to bogart the tenant and you tell them what you're going to do and what they have to abide by. And you try to throw the lease at them and throw the policies at them. Like that's not the best way to approach if you want to get some cooperation, because that tenant's going to have to help you sell that thing. Like they got to make sure that the unit looks clean. They got to make sure that it's available. They got to make sure that they're not saying the wrong thing to the buyer when you're not there. So you got to get buy-in from them. And the only way that you can do that is that they're going to have to get some kind of benefit from what you're trying to do. And I think, and it just makes sense, Rick, because you're inconveniencing them. That's where they live. That's their home. They're going to have to be bothered by these showings and things like that. So it's not like they're not due some type of consideration for their part that they're going to play, because they are going to play a part in making sure that the thing gets sold. So that's how I would approach it, Rick.
No, absolutely. In my experience, I've seen exactly what you mentioned to be true. As soon as you can get them involved from a communication standpoint, set correct expectations, be firm as far as when showings will be, when the cutoff time will be, so that there aren't any surprises, so that we don't inconvenience people too early in the morning or too late in the evening. You'll be surprised how having that open line of communication can keep these type of situations from popping up where you may not necessarily have the buy-in from them on that side. Because to your point, Coach Mike, if everyone can work together, having these type of listings while you have someone currently occupying the property is something that doesn't have to be a headache. But if you go about it incorrectly, it can be a lot more of a challenge than it ever has to be.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick, 100%. So I hope that, people kind of take heed. It's, as a professional, you got to understand that we're in the people business. And by being in the people business, you have to take people into consideration, like, period. So being empathetic, having a level of care and compassion, those qualities go a long way in persuading people to do things that you need them to do.
Absolutely, man. Coach Mike, we're at that point of the year where the listings and the buyers and everything that people have been setting up all year is starting to bear fruit now. You may have multiple buyers at a time, multiple listings at a time, multiple closings on top of each other. It's important to remember some of these trade secrets and best practices that Coach Mike shares with everyone on a regular basis, because when you have one, two, maybe three clients, it's easier to kind of color outside the lines and kind of just take it as it comes. But when you start having 5, 10, 15, 20 families that you're working with all at the same time, it's important to have rules, processes in place, and standards of practice, like you mentioned, Coach Mike, so that you make sure that everyone's getting the same level of service. And at the end of the day, you're helping everybody achieve their real estate goals. So, Coach Mike, I appreciate the advice you give everyone. I hope everyone in the audience is taking notes, man, and filing this information away, because if you're not using it now, you'll need to use it later.
Absolutely. 100%, Rick. 100%.
The great thing about hosting this show with you is that it's Monday Night Live, but also, most importantly, it's at the beginning of most people's work week. So could you share with our audience, Coach Mike, for all those that are subscribed to BND TV, that like and share all of our episodes, man, what can they expect as far as education and content on BND TV and everyone over at Brooks and Davis Real
No, I
Estate
would
Show?
love to be able to share that with them, Rick. So, BND TV, something we do every week. It's our digital shows. Make sure you tune in. Tomorrow, on Tuesdays at 12:30, we do our Realtor Life podcast. This week, we don't have any new guests, but we are doing a replay. The Realtor Life podcast is definitely an excellent opportunity for people to just learn more about, people's stories. What are people passionate about in spite of real estate? Because of all my years doing this business, Rick, what I found is a lot of times people don't, they don't see you as a person, like understanding that we as real estate professionals, we have many layers. Like there are things that we're into that are outside of real estate. So I wanted to create a platform where I could bring people on and they could share their stories of what's into them, what they're passionate about, what are the hobbies and the traits and the activities that they and their family do, that just gives them some excitement to life. So we do that every Tuesday at 12:30. We absolutely encourage people to participate and take a look at that. In addition to that, on Tuesdays at 2:30, we do our Real Estate Happy Hour live. It's a BND TV show where we go live on Facebook and YouTube with the hosts and special guests. We discuss 20 topics, which are our trending topics found on Twitter, current events, real estate industry related topics, along with some real estate advice to consumers and realtors. It's real estate professionals talking about randomness. The best part of the show is that the audience has the opportunity to get on screen with us and share their thoughts. Also on Tuesday and Thursdays, we do our Real Estate Out the Box. I'm thrilled to be the host of that show. It's an engaging show that I do on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go to SEO Coach Mike. It's a live stream. We dive deep into the world of unconventional real estate tools and resources that can completely change the way you approach buying or selling. I showcase non-traditional tools and resources for people who want to buy or sell a home that most people probably don't know about already. And if you're not following me on Instagram, like I said, make sure you follow me so you can get notified when we're launching a new tool. We do a new tool every week we launch. And again, the things that we talk about on Real Estate Out the Box, the regular person, the regular consumer, most of the time they don't know about. So we're doing that starting on tomorrow. Also tomorrow, the Houston Black Real Estate Association is having a continuing education class. It's a class that's free to its members. There's a soft cost if you're not a member of HBREA, because look, membership has its privileges. But we are doing that 3 hours of CE. It's being presented by one of our educators of the Houston Black Real Estate, which is John Bramlett. So we're going to do a deep dive in discovering the secrets to avoiding professional liability claims as it relates to insurance. You're also going to be able to take your career learning how insurance can offset potential exposure. You're going to gain an in-depth knowledge of the factors that trigger professional liability claims, as well as expert strategies to proactively avoid common pitfalls. You're also going to get insights on how insurance can be your shield against unforeseen challenges. So it's real easy to register. I know seats are filling up fast. It's tomorrow beginning at 9 o'clock. Just go to hbreaevents.org and see if there's any seats left available. But you got to make sure you knock it out because, like I said, tomorrow morning the class begins. Okay, one thing that we're doing all this week, Rick, we got the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm has some events, some major events coming up. One of them is our bus tour that we're going to be having at the end of the month, and then we have our real estate summit that we're going to be having in October, and then we have our pre-home buyer session that we do monthly. And one of the things that what I wanted to do when it came to our agents is that I wanted to put them in a position to where they truly understand how they could use these events that we're doing on a regular basis to attract business as well as to nurture business. So this week, during our group coaching sessions, we're going to be emphasizing these areas. It's our fall training series where we're going to be talking about nurturing leads and being able to thrive. So they're going to learn through these sessions. Again, every single day, we're going to be doing one, how to attract leads, how to nurture them and grow as real estate professionals. We're going to be talking about the secret to unlocking opportunities and to stay ahead in real estate and how to thrive in real estate with these exclusive opportunities that we offer. So I'm definitely going to show them how to use what we're doing to be able to generate leads, as well as use it in nurturing the leads that they have to put them in a position to where they can ultimately at some point have a level of fulfillment with the leads that they've generated and managed over this time. All of that's going to lead to them ultimately having more success and winning in this business. We're also going to talk about having a winning mindset, winning motivation, and having winning methods to put them in a position of where they can succeed. So I want to take the whole week. I'm taking the whole week, Rick, and we're going to be going over this information because that's how critical and powerful that it is. So we've already started that this week, and we're carrying it for the rest of the week. All right. Also on Wednesday, we're going to be doing our new agent orientation, where we want to put our agents in a situation to where they avoid the pain of feeling lost, learning more on how to get your business card and badge, as well as get connected to their email, tools, and resources. They're also going to get an opportunity to meet the leadership team, sign up for coaching, and the mentor program. So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday, beginning at 2:00. We always do that the first and the third Wednesday of the month. So definitely tell our agents to look out for that. All right. Then on Thursday, the Houston Black Real Estate Association, again, where they're having their monthly lunch and learn. It's a phenomenal opportunity. This month's lunch and learn is about mastering affordable housing in today's market, ways to get more buyers to the closing table. So you're going to be learning some tools and resources. We have some people there from the city's large tract division, as well as the county's new single family construction program. We have our friends from Covenant Community Capital is going to be there. The Houston Land Bank is going to be there. And they're going to be talking about the resource that they have access to. So that's going to be on Thursday at 11 o'clock at the Power Center. If you're a real estate professional, you need to come get this information so you can be of more value to the consumer base. So you can be of more value to people that are out in the market. And as you show yourself more valuable, then you're going to have more and more people want to do business with you because they see how resourceful you are. Well, this is how you position yourself, by coming to events like this and meeting people and building relationships, getting contacts and learning about what's in the market so you can educate the consumer and turn these consumers and customers into your clients. So that's going to be on this Thursday, beginning at 11 o'clock. Again, just go to hbreaevents.org. That's where you can register and get your seat. If you're a member of HBREA, you get it at a discounted rate. Make sure but I encourage you, whether you're a member or not a member, register early because you get a discount on the cost when you register early. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage everybody to take advantage of that as well. Rick, I'm going to move to the side, man, and let you talk a little bit about the Prime Real Estate Network. I know that's something that you and Larry have been doing for a very long time. Go ahead and tell the people why they should tune in on this Thursday.
Thanks, Coach Mike, man. For everyone in the audience, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, man, this is your invitation. Every Thursday, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and myself have the opportunity and the pleasure to interview the best and brightest real estate rock stars from all over the state of Texas, the city of Houston, and the United States of America, man. If you're looking for motivation, inspiration, and those best practices to take your real estate business, your entrepreneurial brand to the next level every Thursday. The Prime Real Estate Network is exactly where you need to be. So take some time, check out our channel on YouTube, hit the subscribe, like, and share button, man. The Texas Real Estate King and I look forward to edifying everyone out there in our audience that's craving for that entrepreneurial inspiration every Thursday. So thank you, Coach Mike, and I invite everybody to tune in.
Absolutely. And then also what we're going to be having on Thursday is our real estate career night. So join myself and our head of recruiting, Ms. Laverne Moore. It's in person. So if you want to come and meet with us at our coaching and training center near our NRG, come by. Also, I'm going to be going live on Instagram. So again, if you're not following me, make sure you're following me so you can get notified, because one day out of the month, I become the industry's broker, not just Brooks and Davis's broker. I'm the broker for everybody. So if your broker's not answering the phone, you got questions, right? You want to learn some additional things and have some additional access to as CEO Coach Mike. Well, here's your opportunity. So this Thursday, we're going to be doing that beginning at 5 p.m. in person, as well as we'll be going live on Instagram, Real Estate Career Night. Whatever your questions are, if you're thinking about getting into it, you're in the process of getting your classes, you want to know what are going to be the next steps and the next stages once you take this leap, I'm going to be answering all those questions on this Thursday. So I encourage people to participate. All right, so we got some things coming down the pipeline, Rick. On the following week, we're going to be doing our very first event at our West office. Super excited. Our corporate team lead for West Houston office, Jackie Curry, is putting it on. Super excited about Jackie and what she's doing on that side of town and as she's growing and attracting people. So we have a Realtor Lunch and Learn coming in, and the person or lunch presentation, and this person is going to be talking about their third-party owner financing program. So we highly encourage everybody to participate. Again, like we say all the time, you don't have to be a member of Brooks & Davis to attend any of our events. Just go to brooksanddavis.com and you'll be able to register. You got to register so you can reserve your spot. Again, seats are limited, and the only way that we know that we have enough people is by you making sure that you register. So make sure you register so to ensure that you're able to reserve your seat. In addition to that week, we're going to be doing a builder's field trip. Our friends at Perry Homes, we're going to be going and touring their new location that's in the Siena area. Super excited to see what new product and inventory that they have, as well as promotions that they're going to be bringing to the marketplace. So like I said earlier about the Lunch and Learn, this is how you prove yourself to be more valuable to the marketplace and to your consumers. You got to come to these events. You got to get educated. You have to get tapped in, and you have to meet the people and build the right kinds of relationships so you can provide the kind of value that's able for you to provide. So we're going to be doing that on Thursday, September 28th. Going down to Katy, going down to their new location, see what they have. So you can go out there and you can talk to more people. You can position yourself to attract more business, as well as you can utilize this information when you're nurturing the leads that you've already attracted through their journey of exploration. They may see something. They may be triggered to get them to want to escalate and go ahead and move forward or move their timeline up. So that's going to be a great event. Again, Thursday, September 28th is when we're going to be doing that. And then on the 30th, we're doing our bus tour. Super excited about that. We're through our friends with the city of Houston and the large tract division. There are some communities that are offering major incentives by being a part of, by buying in their communities. The city of Houston has built relationships with these developers. So we're putting some people on a bus and we're going to go take them to these communities so they can get a glimpse of what is available to them. And then as a way to definitely encourage and inspire them to stick with the process, or also learn more about what's there to help with homeowners attainability or home attainability that's in our marketplace. So that's something that we're doing on the 30th. Super excited about that. And then this is towards the end of October, our annual real estate summit, mapping your way to home ownership. You guys are going to learn much more about that. This is our 4th annual real estate summit. That's going to be on October 21st. It's a free event, and you'll be super excited about it. So some final announcements before we wrap things up. Rick, I'm happy to say that it's official. We have launched our new merch store. The wait is over. We're introducing our brand new merch store. It's the most valuable leads may not always be online. Invest in tools that help you explore the uncharted territories of offline opportunities. Apparel and branded merch always gets the conversations going. Hashtag network. So get yours now and be a part of the excitement. Check out our new polo shirts and more. Visit the merch store on our official website at brooksanddavisrealestatefirm.com/shop. So now, Rick, I'm finna go get me some B&D merch, polos, hats, hoodies, bags, backpacks, all of that. B&D, definitely logos. So our workforce is about to be laced up, looking really nice with this new fresh B&D logo. Super excited about that. So we have our apartment mentorship program. Definitely thrilled to introduce this new program. It's led by the esteemed Ms. Bria Craig. She showcased her expertise through one of our informative YouTube videos demonstrating how she excels in apartment locating. Her proficiency inspired us to create a comprehensive mentorship program. And now our agents have the incredible opportunity to sign up as mentees under her guidance, which empowers them to grow their apartment locating business. We're truly excited about this new addition and invite everyone to explore it further. If you're not a member of Brooks and Davis, give a call to the office, learn more about it. And if it's something that you're interested in, it may be the reason that you would want to sign up with us, so you can expand that and get connected to Bria. So we're excited about that. Also, at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, we don't just talk about our benefits. We let our satisfied clients and team members speak for us. So over 60 individuals have shared their transformative experiences, whether they were buyers, sellers, or former agents. Their stories can be found on our social proof link, where we feature written, video, and even audio testimonies that highlight the positive impact of being a part of our community. So we definitely encourage you to go and check it out. Also, as a CEO and coach, I'm committed to empowering individuals to manage stress effectively. To achieve this, I've developed a class called The Secret to Managing Stress, which has received rave reviews for its practical value. I actually have one I'm going to be doing the end of this month, so be definitely on the lookout. The Secrets of Managing Stress in Real Estate. It has received rave reviews. We understand the challenges posed by the real estate market, and these strategies and topics are designed to address and alleviate stress effectively. So if you're interested in bringing this class to your brokerage firm, to your team or your group, simply visit michaelgdavis.com/bookings and reserve your spot on the calendar. And then finally, I envision myself as a world changer, and I aim to surround myself with like-minded individuals to foster this vision. I've established the World Changers community as a supportive network of people who recognize the value of just being connected around one another and being connected to SEO Coach Mike. This community is open to all. There are no associated costs. By signing up, you'll receive benefits such as a $100 discount on our World Changers table coaching sessions. We hold those every Tuesday evening. The coaching option, it's an affordable coaching option, group coaching option, but with this additional coupon, it makes it even more accessible. Additionally, members of the World Changers community gain access to a library with over 100 videos, over 200 hours of training content, as well as, and it includes the non-traditional tools and resources that we showcase on Real Estate Out the Box. So now you'll have access to a library of all of those tools and resources that we talk about on Real Estate Out the Box every week. We encourage everyone to seize this opportunity and join the World Changers table today. All you have to do is go to michaelgdavis.com/sign up. It's real simple and easy, and you'll officially be a part of the World Changers community, the community that's changing the world, baby. So go ahead and sign up. All right, Rick, that's all I got, man. I know it was a mouthful, but look, we doing a lot of stuff, man. We got to tell the world what we're doing.
Oh no, I urge everyone to get involved, tap in, man, learn something, because there's something every week on BND TV that you can add to your marketing toolkit, your promotional toolkit, to make yourself a better entrepreneur, a better business owner, and most important, be able to provide the best real estate services for everyone in the community. Hey man, Coach Mike, you've outdone yourself this week, man. The things that you and the staff over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm is a real value added for everyone. that's a member of the organization. I urge everyone in our audience, if you're looking for a real estate home, reach out to CEO Coach Mike on Instagram, set up opportunity to talk to him, man, to talk about in depth all the things that we do over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. Coach Mike, do you have any parting words for our audience this week before we sign off on the Monday
You know,
Night
I
Live Real
want to I
Estate
want people
Calling
to
Show?
understand, Rick, that everything starts with mindset. You know, that's the conversation that I'm having with our agents lately. It's about mindset and belief. Mindset is just about believing that the possibility exists with whatever advice or whatever recommendations that you're being given. To truly buy into what somebody's telling you, you first got to believe that they know what they're talking about, and they have to believe, and you got to believe that what they're talking about, that it's possible that by you doing it and executing on it, that it'll change your life and change your situation as well. It all starts with mindset, right? The methods, the method, no amount of methods and no amount of motivation matters if first your mindset hasn't shifted to believing in what that person's telling you. So listen, keep believing, people. That's what it's about. Real estate is the best career. You made the right choice, and you got to believe in the possibilities that come from being a part of this career.
Absolutely, man. I hope everyone in the audience heeds Coach Mike's advice. Use it to inspire and motivate yourself, man. Coach Mike has been great doing the show with you this week. Until the next Monday Night Live Real Estate Calling Show, man, I want to thank you so much for your time. On behalf of myself, Rick Davis, you can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram, and CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis. Everyone in the audience that checks out Monday Night Live, until our next show, please be safe and be blessed.